if you think about all the different industries that exist, most of them have been disrupted by technology in some way. You've got like Airbnb. So hotels got attacked by Airbnb. Taxis got attacked by Uber. These are the famous examples, right? But there isn't, if you think about it, no one's disrupted education. There's no one place that everyone goes to learn stuff. It's still completely fragmented. And as somebody who's been in that space and understands that space very well and sees the trends, I believe that there will be someone who will take it. And my bet is that Skool will be that company. Now, why Skool versus the zillions? So this is like, I guess, point 4, which comes down to why this particular company, this particular product. And hopefully even going through this, the thought process, you can still relate to any major decision that you have to make in your life. And so why Skool particularly? One of my big litmus tests for something, a product that I'm going to promote, is that I want it to grow on its own. Meaning, if the only way that a company grows is that it advertises, and when it stops advertising, it goes down, I don't like that. I like to have passive growth. And so let's go over here and I'll walk you through it. So there's something that I call the golden ratio in business. You have the percentage of customers who refer customers and the percentage of customers who exit. So these people exit, these people refer, and if the percentage of people who leave every month, so this is 0.1, so 10%. All right, I'll put it as percentages rather than decimals. There you go. Bear with me. If 10% of my customers refer me a new customer every month, and 10% leave every month, then my business will stay the same. Now, if 20% of my customers refer me a customer every month, and the same 10% exit, my business, over whatever this interval of time is, will 2x, 2 over 1. And that means that no matter how big I get, the business will consistently double every one of those time intervals. And so I look very carefully at what percentage of customers decide to bring other customers to the business and what percentage are leaving or choosing not to buy again. And this works whether you're selling physical products, it works whether you're selling software, it works whether you're selling services, it works the same way. And so this golden ratio of percentage of referrals over percentage of people who leave or churn is what tells you the passive growth rate of a business. Now, the vast majority of businesses, they've got, let's call it, 2% of people are referring, and they've got, 10% of people that are leaving. And so they have to fill this bucket up with ads or marketing or outreach or whatever it is that they have to do to fill up the top side so that they just don't lose everyone over time. And that's because they don't understand how to build a good product. Now, once you have a company that does this and does have more people who refer than leave every month, that is when this is a flame. That's when you pour gas on this thing and you say, okay, now I want to tell the world about it so that that number of doubles, it just goes dot, 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 and then it doubles off the chart. And then you add even more and then doubles again off the chart because you're just increasing the N as fast as you can so that the doubling happens on a bigger amount of customers. So when I saw Skool's metrics, I was blown away. I had never seen a company who had metrics as good as Skool. I've never in my history of looking, and we look at a lot of businesses. We get, several thousand businesses a month that reach out at acquisition.com for investment and for us to buy, a minority or majority of the business. And so I've looked at a lot of business metrics. And so when I saw the passive growth rate that Skool had, it really intrigued me. And so that business underlying fundamentals were there. The mission of the fact that it wanted to make business online easy and fun. And it starts right now in the education space, like all of those things made it really, really a good fit for me. Now, let's talk about enterprise value stuff. So, number 5, I am here to make money. And so I like to have my altruistic goals to make real business education accessible for everyone. But guess what? We have a lot of people work at this company, and unfortunately, you guys, want to eat, feed yourselves, have girlfriends and boyfriends, and I have houses and cars. Damn you, right? And so these guys need money. Unfortunately, I would do this for free, but they need money. And so money is obviously a component of any business. So let me walk you through the difference here. So let's say that I have a traditional business, number 1. So let's call this a service business. And let's say, I'm just going to use simple math here, all right? I'm going to try not to do too much math because I know everyone hates math, right? which by the way, get over that because if you want to make money. But let's say that we've got a $10 million business that does top line and it does $3 million in profit. Okay, cool. Now, a traditional service business like this might be a $15 million business. So that's just giving a 5 times multiple to the business, which by the way, that's how businesses are valued, is usually a multiple of earnings. And so cool, this is a $15 million company. Now, if I double this company and go from 10 to 20 and 3 to 6, then this becomes a $30 million business, more or less. Might get a little bit more, maybe get 6x because it's a little bigger. But more or less, I have this delta that I can add to the business. Now, if I had an e-commerce business, my multiple might be on top line, but it might be a little bit higher. So if it was the same numbers, 10 and 3, then this company might trade at, call it 2 times top line. So this might be a 2 times top line business, 2x in terms of how it's valued. So this might be a $20 million business at baseline. And again, if I double this business, then it goes to $40 million. Okay, well that went from increasing by 15 million to increasing by 20 million. So if I owned this business, me putting the same effort in, I would make more money. Neat. Now let's look at this third piece, and then I'm going to tie this together for you. Let's say we have a tech/software business, and these businesses trade, and all of these trading multiples depend on all the fundamental business economics. I'm trying to keep this really simple and high level because I want the decision-making process to be the highlight more than the individual numbers. All right. But if a business, again, is $10 million top line and $3 million of profit, let's say, they might get somewhere between 10 to 20x their top line. And so this might be somewhere in the neighborhood of $100 to $200 million. Now let's say I double this business and we go from $200 to $400 million. Then we created $200 million in value. So we created $15 million by doubling this one, $20 million by doubling this one, $200 million by doubling this one. So if you're going to put effort somewhere and it's the same amount of work, you get more for what you put in. And that's fundamentally like the acquisition.com logo is about leverage. So like it looks like this is our logo. And that's because this is a lever. And the main point there is that you get more for what you put in. And so one of my big things in life, the reason we've been able to move quickly in terms of accumulating material wealth is making sure that when we make the move, we get the most for it. And so obviously I've spent 4 or 5 years building an audience and not really promoting anything or any of the companies that I own. But this one felt too close to what so many people needed, which is they wanted a way to make their first business. They wanted to make a way to make their first dollar online. For me, the mission was aligned. They want to make it fun and easy for everybody, just like I want to make business successful for everyone. It had the fundamentals of the big market behind it, so it's moving in the right direction. I'm on the right wave, and the business itself was sound. It was a really good product. And so if all this school stuff sounded interesting to you, I do have an easy offer for you. You can go to skool.com/games. And what we have inside for you is we have 3 calls a week with guys who are actually making tens of hundreds of thousands of dollars a month on Skool using the platform, teaching you exactly what they did step by step. So we've got calls for you of other people. We've got a community of others to help you out. And I think the benefit here is that you get people who are both starting with you at zero, but people who are also at the end of the race cheering you on. And so you kind of have like 3 types of accountability. So you've got peer accountability, you've got kind of like coach accountability because people are rooting for you, but then you also have alumni accountability, people who've already been through it. And then I made a course that I put in there. It's free. It just shows you how to do this, the different ways to play the game, the different kind of like avatars that you can self-select. Maybe I'm somebody who likes making content. Maybe I'm somebody who's better at ads. Maybe I'm somebody who already has an audience. Maybe I'm somebody who likes outbound. Maybe I'm somebody who likes to have a partner. So I break down all the different paths that you can use to really start making money on the internet with what I think is the easiest business model out there. The best part, in my opinion, is that all of this stuff, obviously we have the prizes, the top 10 get to fly out, so hopefully you can do that. But you only need 3 people, and I just did a 1-day full deep dive. It's 8 hours of me just helping the top 10 communities scale, and those recordings are live right now. So if I had a $100,000 mastermind or something, this would be it, except it's yours and it's free. And here's my incentive for you. If you just get 3 people into your group. All right, so I like to put as low as I possibly could. You get 3 people into your group. You can get your friends in there. I don't care if you cheated. It's fine. Get 3 people into your community, and you get all the downloads from that. And all of this stuff, you can start for free for 14 days, just so you can get a feel for it. You can go in there, download everything, and steal it all for all I care. All right, but my hope is that you actually use it so you can make your first dollar. And I will just repeat this one stat because I think it's the most important stat I think of the business right now, is that 30.4% of people who finish their first month of the Skool Games make their first dollar online.